The door opens and a woman in her 50s comes in. A young girl, looking about 10, follows her. The woman closes the door behind them. Rue, distraught. Mom? Kana? Mother. She stops by the door and leans her back on it. Tense, she pulls the child close to her. The sheriff didn't want to send us in, he didn't. But she left us no choice. They may reach us soon, Rue. They may reach Kana soon. Kana. Uncertain. Mom? What does it mean? Mother. Looking at Kana and brushing her cheek gently. Don't worry, sweetie. Once Rue helps the guild, they will make sure it will all be all right. Rue. Sarcastically carefree. It means the science will enter your mind and kill you in a spree of mind-bending nightmares and injuries projected on your body. Kana. Eyes widening in shock. What? Rue. Lots of blood if they feel fancy. Mother. Rue! Rue. Nostrils flaring, angry. You brought her here, not I. In whisper to herself. Too much, too much. Mother. Caught of God. Rue, I brought her to... Oh, never mind, it was my mistake. Kana, baby, please go to the sheriff. He'll keep you safe. She opens the door and pushes the girl outside, then slams the door behind her but doesn't let go of the handle. Rue smiles wryly. Now we can talk openly. You can tell me how I'll kill my little sister by having given up the word. How she'll be dying for hours. Mother. Rue, it's not what I came here to say. Rue. Isn't it though? Come on, get it out of the way. Try to guilt me into admission so I can tell you the same thing I told the sheriff and Tievan, and then you can all go away. Mother. Aren't you glad we're alive? Rue. I don't know. I don't think yesterday you and yesterday Tievan exist anymore. And am I glad to see you hate me? No, probably not. Mother. Hangs her head low and lets go of the door handle. A moment passes. Then she exhales slowly and speaks again. Rue. They are terrified. It's difficult to think clearly tonight. It's so difficult, baby. They don't know what happened, and trying to understand it feels like the single thing that's in their control. Rue. Jerks up, almost as if she wanted to stand up, but she doesn't, only hits the table with her knee. And what about me, Mum? You think I'm not scared? You think I wasn't scared for the last 20 years of my life? Mother. Rue. Rue. You always said that you were my family, that we loved each other. You told me I was so important to all of you that you'd do anything for me. Mother. That was all true. It was true. Rue. Tries not to stutter, but tumbles over some words. When I woke up in pain, yet again, you stroked me on the head, saying, "Wake up, honey, wake up. They can't reach you here when you're awake, not when you're here with us." But I had to sleep sometimes, didn't I? I had to face them and tell them to fuck off. Tell them I will not give them the word over and over and over again. Mother. And we were thankful to you every single day you protected us. So thankful, dear. Rue. She finally stands up. Her arms are obscured by long sleeves. As she takes a step towards her mother, it's clear she has a limp. No. You were thankful to me for the first few nights. You felt bad for me for a couple more. But empathy is exhausting. You got tired of it, bored of it, because empathy is not about oneself. She pats her chest. For you, after the guild brought me to Altaka and skewered the words into my brain, for you things actually got back to normal. Little by little you stopped living in fear of the science. Your minds were secured, and the key was given to the kid brought up to defend it. When convinced that it was her only purpose, that without the word she was nothing, less than, and that she would never give it up, no matter what they did to her, no matter how many times. Mother, you came here as the guardian of the word, but you became so much more than that, so much more. You must know that. Rue shakes her head no, speaks with helpless bitterness. I guarded your bloodlines, which would once spawn the true hero, the one who would be able to resist the science power and fight them. And you were all waiting for that kid together with the guild. But Mom, I cannot resist their attacks. I'm just as powerless as you and all of those lying dead out there tonight. The only reason my mind hasn't been sliced to pieces over 6 hours is they wanted something only I could give them. So instead they kept slicing me for years, reaching my body through my mind. Cyan in voiceover, whispering in Ruth's head. The word which locks well the minds of all the guild, of all the guild. Ruth squeezes her eyes shut as the voice speaks to her. She shakes it off quickly. A small bloody spot appears on her shirt near her shoulder. It begins growing as the blood soaks through. Rue, now you tell me that you love me. Mother. Silence. Rue. Say it. I dare you. Mother. Opens her arms slowly and walks towards Rue. Of course I love you. And I'm sorry for what you've been through, so sorry. It was never fair, but it was tragically necessary. Without you, my child, there would be no hope for any of us. Rue hesitates, clearly fighting with her thoughts. The fear is also exhausting, Mum. But it doesn't become boring. It doesn't fade away, obscured by life happening around. It's there every time I close my eyes, because it's about me. She pats her chest once more. And I'll always be me. Mother beckons through with her hand. Come. Cyan in voiceover. Tell me the word, locking guilt's minds. Rue steps towards her mother and lets herself be embraced. Another red spot becomes visible on the leg of her pants. I don't know what it's like to dream, to fall asleep and visit fantastical places, to fly, or face horrors that don't actually exist. She raises her arms to embrace her mother, revealing disfigured fingers as if they'd been broken repeatedly. Mother, I'm sorry I didn't let you know every day what you meant to us. You deserved that and much more. I'm sorry. After all you've done for us, it's so easy for them to believe you betrayed us, as if it was obvious. They remain silent for a long moment, embracing, and Rue lets the tears flow. Rue. Barely audible whisper. I did it, Mum. I gave them the word. She pauses and swallows a sob. Say that you love me again. Mother stiffens in silence. Sion, in voice-over. What is the word, locking the minds, guild minds are locked, tell us the word. Rue, say that you love me still. Just you. Only you. A small wound opens on Rue's back, painting a thin red line on her shirt as blood begins to soak through. She lets go of her mother and looks her in the eye. Mother's face becomes completely blank before she begins morphing into a different creature. The clothes slide off her frame as her silhouette becomes lithe and her skin smooth. The creature isn't monstrous, but it is not human. Rue, shocked. Mimic. Speaks slowly. Its voice is coarse, but it clears a little with each line until it becomes quite pleasant. Do they know the word which is protecting us? Sion, in voiceover. Tell me the word, tell it to me. Rue, silent, backing away. Mimic. Rue, we must know what knowledge they possess about the guild. We must see what you have showed them. Ignorance will be the end of us, and under its dark veil, the guild will fall. Then there is no one left who can protect the people. Rue, weakly, outraged. How dare you? How dare you morph into her? Mimic. We did solely what needed to be done. You must understand that this isn't about you, your family, or even the town of Altaka. It never was. Rue. Where's my mother? Mimic. She is dead, as are all the other souls who have been born to walk these streets. The science eliminated every single one of them because every single one of them could have carried the gene. And they do not take risks. Do they know the word protecting the guild? Rue. Make it end. I want it to be over. I want to sleep. Mimic. Answer the questions I pose. Rue, in a realization. I don't care. I just do not care. I hate you. I think that's the feeling. I think it is. Mimic. Your people lie dead around you now, but you can still save countless others. If you told the Science Altaka's word, it means they don't know how to crack our rituals and we can still fight. So answer me. Did you give them the guild's word? Rue, quietly. I hate you. I hate you more than I hate them. Sion, in voiceover. Oh, but you do have power too. And it all, yes, you just say the word. Another wound begins to bleed, soaking the front of Rue's shirt right above her heart. Mimic. We know that, and it is understandable. But you must work with us here. You must help us. Think of... Rue closes her eyes. Virius. It's Virius. The mimic's eyes shoot wide open, and it contorts suddenly, grasping its head and screeching in protest. It's fighting a force assaulting its mind, but it's a battle it can't win. Rue places a hand on her wound and presses against it. She frowns as if something isn't right. She pulls down the collar of her shirt, wiping the blood off as she does it, and she reveals a completely healed scar, accompanied by many others. The purple light outside dims. Its rhythm slows down. Rue picks up the pile of clothing that the mimic wore while pretending to be her mother. She rolls it up and places it on the floor on the other side of the room from the dying creature. Then she gets down and rests her head on the pile. For a moment she's watching the mimic through the table and chair legs, but her eyes begin to close as the sleep takes her. The purple light disappears entirely, and as her breathing calms down and evens out, a small peaceful smile appears on her lips. Cyan in voiceover. Sleep well, sweet dreams.